narrative.
Hey,
Shining a light on greed. And
Congressman Shadegg, you just said you're a huge fan of the governor's. We're huge fans of the governor, not because we have positions on where he is politically, but because, bang, it's right there in front of your face. Here's what we're cutting. Here are the sacrifices. Here's who's angry at me, as you just saw in the clip. We have had an endless stream of members of Congress and the United States Senate on here over the past 2 or 3 years, and whenever they are asked the question, specifically, what would you cut to trim spending in the federal government? Everybody agrees it's a huge problem. We have to soak our faces in cement here on the set to prevent ourselves from laughing out loud at the non-answers we get. So my question to you, long-winded question here, is can you please, I'm begging you, give me just one program you'd cut. We'll start with just one program you'd cut.
Well, there are lots of programs I would cut. I would begin by an across-the-board cut on all spending because I think we need to spread this. You know, in 1994, when I was elected, in 1995, we cut spending. We went out across America, and we told Americans that we were going to cut spending. And if you look at the growth of federal government, it went like this until 1995. It went flat for 2 years, and then went back up. Every single person we talked to said, don't cut my program. But every single one of them, and we did hearings across the country, said, you know what, if you cut my program the exact same percentage that you cut every other program, then I could live with that. The truth is that people are advocates for each of their programs. Teachers are advocates for teachers' programs. The handicapped are advocates for handicapped programs. There's every single advocate for their own program. But if you spread the so-called pain and simply say, look, we're going to treat everybody fairly and cut across the board, I'd say 5% across the board tomorrow, on every single program, including defense, then you'd begin the process in the right direction. And Governor Christie said it right. Politicians that don't have a spine need one. The reality is, and he adverted to this, every single American is suffering right now because of mistakes made in this town, because a government extended credit and pushed banks to extend credit to people that didn't deserve credit. Now Americans are suffering, and government doesn't back down. Government spends more and taxes more and hands the bill to our children and our grandchildren.
We need transparency. We have to get to right.
Before we let you go, Congressman Shadegg, I want to ask you, yesterday your colleague John Boehner said that this Charlie Rangel case shows that Nancy Pelosi doesn't have control over Democrats, that the swamp has in fact not been drained. If the allegations are true against Congressman Rangel, what does it tell you?
Well, it tells me that this town is a town in which individual politicians abuse their power. Any other American that did what he did would have been punished much more severely already. Quite frankly, he is hiding behind the ethics process. I think there ought to be a trial. I think we ought to know what he has done. But otherwise, he ought to resign and get out of the way so he doesn't do further damage to a town in which the American people don't trust their elected leaders.
All right, Congressman Shadegg, thanks very much. And Governor Christie,
yes,
you and I have been going back and forth. Last time when I called into the show, you said you were working with a trainer.
I am.
And you're working on your diet.
I am.
I love it.
Yeah.
And we have a fun run, September 15th in Washington. Will you run with me?
Listen, it's my wife's birthday on September 15th.
Your wife's birthday. Mary Pat, she happens to be right here. Mary Pat, can he do, as a gift to you, a fun run in Washington as a gift to you? He would promote it.
Shameless.
Thumbs up?
This is terrible.
Look at this. I got a yes.
Shameless. You are shameless. You
so
really
we're
are.
on.
All right,
okay.
Mika. Got it.
That'll be fun. It's a bipartisan fun run.
What's my birthday gift?
Well, you'll be more healthy.
This is incredible.
Governor, you'll be healthier and happier.
Thank you.
And you'll have a longer life. And you'll be a great example to your state.
I don't know if I could take all that at once, but all right.
Governor, the next challenge you have to tackle,
yes, sir.
Fixing the New York Nets.
All right, there's that.
I need you to work on that.
Right on.
Well, you know, you're bringing me down today. I'm having a good day. You're talking about my team. You know, I tell my kids are Mets fans too. I said, get ready for a life of pain, misery, disappointment. Let's go Mets.
Sleep over them
all the time, especially around the West Coast.
I'm excited for September. Mary Pat, we're going to make you
Red Sox fans are happier than I am. It's terrible. That's right. We get through. I know you do.
All right, coming up, editor of The Nation, Chris Hayes joins us in just a few minutes. Also ahead, judge of Bravo's Top Chef, Tom Colicchio, standing by in the green room. Keep it